guys, Debbie here. Welcome to today's video. It's going to be a little bit of a different one today, and I just thought it might be interesting to show you the behind the scenes of my YouTube setup. I know I love watching these videos myself, and particularly when I was thinking about starting a channel, I was obsessed with watching videos like this. So it's not going to be any makeup content in this one. It's just purely talking about my setup, showing you a little bit around my room. But if you're interested in that, then please keep watching. Okay, so I thought I've had a few questions, I've had a few comments about starting a channel, so I know that some of you are interested to do that, and for the rest of you that are not, it's always quite interesting, isn't it, to get an insight into someone else's setup, into like how things are done, and you know, just a little peek into somebody else's room. I think it's the curiosity in all of us. I love it. So I'm going to take you through all of the equipment that I've got and tell you kind of what I've developed or found works best for me. But you absolutely can start a channel just with filming with your phone. In fact, when I started my channel, I didn't have a laptop and I used to do all the editing on my phone, but I've always had a good camera because I've always been fairly interested in photography, and so yeah, I've had that for quite some time. The camera that I film on is a Canon M6. It's not the new Canon M6 Mark II, it's the older one. So it's got a flip up screen which allows me to see what I'm doing, but it's not the greatest screen, it's very small. I did buy a screen to sit on the top, but honestly I think it was a waste of money, to be quite honest with you. I've got a mirror behind me anyway, or sorry, behind the camera, so in front of me, so I can kind of see myself there, and I don't know whether that was a good investment, and it was a lot of money, so wouldn't recommend doing that. I think if you've got a flip up screen, you're probably good. And then the next big thing I think you need is lighting, and I will show you my lighting, but I looked at lots of different lighting options and decided that a ring light would definitely be good for taking photos because it's a lot less harsh of a light and it just like diffuses everything out. So when I started out, I was just doing makeup on Instagram really, and I used to use the lighting from my Hollywood mirror to light the shots. But now I've got the ring light. It took me a while to get used to like the light from the ring light actually. I didn't like it to begin with, but now I love it. And it's just a case of just getting the settings right really to get that to look good. So I had that for a little while. It's a Neewer ring light, and I bought there's two different heights of stand with that, and I bought the lower version of the stand, otherwise it is too high. And I just used there's like a little screw-in piece that you can screw into the bottom of your camera and fix that to the ring light. So I don't use a tripod, I just use that because the Canon M6 is a mirrorless camera, so it doesn't weigh too much and it sits on there without a problem. And that's all I had for a little while, and then I was like, if I'm going to start YouTube, I'm going to need some more lighting than that, I think, to light everything up as I wanted it to. So I literally watched a ton of videos on this to try and work out what would be good but what wouldn't cost too much. And I went for the softbox lighting, and I'm really happy with them. I got the Fovitec lights, and I came in a set of two. I can't remember how much they were now, but they weren't expensive at all, and they came with the stands which you can alter the height of, and they're pretty bright. You can't alter them, they're either on or they're off, but they are pretty bright, and they do a pretty good job I think of lighting up the foreground. And I was quite happy with that for the longest time, and just wanted to improve my quality, and as you go along you can add more things. So I added the lights that are in the back. So I'm gonna scoot you around the room so you can have a little tour and see everything, and then I'll get back together with you at the end and just wrap up the video. So let's move into the room tour. Okay guys, so I'm going to take you in my beauty room and show you around. So this is the door to the room. It's a very tiny room. So let's go inside and see what we've got in there. Okay, so this is the view from the door, and I'm just going to sweep around so that you can see just how small this filming room is and how you can make use of whatever space you've got if you want to do YouTube. So this is kind of a box room in our house. We've used it as like an office in the past. It will fit like a single bed, but it's really tiny. Just starting here, I've got a little shelf where I store the brushes. I don't use quite so much, more just for decoration, but there's a lot of brushes there, as you can see. That's my laptop. I use a MacBook Pro, which has been absolutely fantastic. I used to film just using my iPhone as an editing tool and then trying to upload everything to the cloud, and it was a nightmare. Really difficult to do it like that. So I think a laptop's pretty much a must, and that got very old and tired within about a month, so I decided definitely needed to invest in that. So that's the biggest investment I've made for my channel, but it is amazing. The little table that it's sitting on, it's just like one of these like tables that you can eat your dinner off of on the couch or put over the top of a bed. It adjusts up and down, and I just wanted something small that was away from my beauty table that I could swing around and edit on and not disturb everything that's all on my beauty table because I haven't got much space. And I used to film in a different direction, and I used to use that to put all of my makeup on when I was filming, but it is a bit too small for that, but it works well to handle the laptop. And then we've got a really messy corner here. So if I just pan over a little bit, you can see those two lights, and those lights light up my background because the room gets quite dark. And if I'm filming, I don't film at night, but if I film really early in the morning in the winter, it's really dark in the background, and the background doesn't look as white as I would like it to look. So I bought these two lights and then some soft boxes that go over them. They're panel lights, and they're by a company called Neewer. I will link everything in the description box, or list everything so you can see which model they are. But I bought the little stands as well there from Neewer so that they weren't totally on the floor. And they're perfect height actually. They're ring light stands, but they work really well to keep those out of view, or hopefully so. Sometimes you get a peek of them if I forget where I'm sitting, and you can sometimes see them. But they've been really good for lighting up the background. You can use them in the foreground as well, but I find that they're not as bright as the main lights that I film with, and I haven't really got anywhere to put them in the foreground. That area in the corner I hate. Those lights have a battery pack, and I thought that would be great. I went for the more expensive version that had the battery pack, but they run out of battery so fast that they'll just cut out in the middle of filming, and then I won't notice, and then everything goes dark in the background. So I just plugged them in now. So they're plugged in there. Also, you might be able to see that little round black disc there. That's to improve our Wi-Fi. It's like a Wi-Fi sender, because our Wi-Fi is not very good up here, and it was taking me like 3 or 4 hours to get a video to upload to YouTube. But that has made all the difference. I can do it in like 20 minutes now. We live in a 3-story house, and the router, or is it the hub, I'm never sure, but that's in the hallway, so 3 floors down. So that's made a lot of difference, but that's plugged in there. And I've also got my lights that are above my panda picture plugged in there. And they were Christmas lights, but I just thought they looked so pretty, so I decided to keep them. But I really need to get something. What you see in my background is that wire that hangs down from the lights, and I really need to get something in that corner to kind of hide everything that's sitting there, that horrible mess of plugs, and something that sort of makes the background look a bit nicer really. But I'll just take you into the room a little bit further so I can swing round. So that door there leads to my husband's wardrobe, built-in wardrobe. It's the only wardrobe he has. I have like about 5, and he's got that little wardrobe. Really need to move him out of here and maybe swap so that I can put some filming gear and things in there, because it's probably a bit annoying for him that he has to keep coming in my beauty room. And if I'm in here filming, I don't like him to come in because I'm very nervous when I'm filming. I don't want anyone to be there. And then you can just about see I've got a floor-to-ceiling mirror there as well with lights around it, and that's what I use sometimes if I take a selfie of an outfit of the day. Don't do it very often, but I had that mirror put on the wall. It's from IKEA and it only cost £20, but it's the only full-length mirror that we have in the house, and it just works really well to check your whole outfit out. So then moving behind those lights, there is a cabinet that sits in my background, and that used to be a TV stand, and my husband renovated it with chalk paint, and we've got some new handles for it because we got a new stand for that. And I thought this is perfect to like hold some things. So got my perfumes on the stand at the bottom there, my lip glosses, nail polishes, some of my Jeffree Star palettes. And then the cabinet in the corner there was the same kind of, it was like a pine wood kind of thing with little brass handles, and my husband renovated that as well to match the other unit. And that's what you see currently in my background. So I've got a Spectrum brush holder with lots of different brushes, mainly Jeffree Star ones and Spectrum ones that I don't use quite so much. And then there's my Narwhal cuddly toy, which I love in the background. I'm a cuddly toy fanatic, so there's quite a lot of them you'll see as we go around. So then there's the only window in the room, and some more cuddly toys, and a candle that I don't like but it just looks really pretty, and it's a cupcake. And then I'll swing you around to where all the filming happens. So you can see one of my soft boxes there, and my ring light, and then I've got a very strange setup here for my mirror. So that's on the little pink thing there was just a sweetie jar. My husband painted that, like spray painted it, that chrome gold to match the room, and I just use that as a stand to put the mirror on, because I don't like holding a mirror, because I need both hands when I'm doing my makeup to like pull my eyelids down when I'm doing eyeliner, etc. So I was really struggling to do that with a handheld mirror, and I think I'm fairly successful in keeping the mirror out of shot doing it like that as well, so it definitely worked for me. That's my chair. So my chair is just Perspex and chrome, that was from IKEA. Then I've got a couple of cushions on there. The one with the flamingos was a present from a friend, and I've also got just a really old kind of battered up cushion that I use as a background for some of my photos of products on Instagram. And then on the floor in that corner there's a box of all the things that are going to be used for my Shop My Stash. Right, so this is my vanity unit with my ring light on there. It's such a shame my husband made such a lovely job of doing this, and I wanted a vanity mirror for so long, but you can't see it because it's behind all this filming equipment and I don't really use it for the lights on it very much. I'd love to change things around, I just don't know how to really make that happen, because I've got nothing to put my makeup on to film on if I do things from the other direction. I made the vanity with Alex drawers, so I've got two 5-drawer Alex drawers and then a tabletop, and then I've covered that with a piece of glass, and honestly that piece of glass cost more than the whole vanity, but it's been so worth it because I can just wipe it all down when I've finished filming and do my makeup. But I do try to keep things pretty tidy. So in this corner I've got a little Muji set of drawers there, and that's got all of my Urban Decay liners in, my glitter glue, and some of the liquid lipsticks in the top drawer. And then sitting on top of that I've got a ByAlegory storage that holds bigger lipsticks, and that's got some of my Kat Von D collection. Some of them are in the drawers as well. I've just moved the mirror so that you can see, but I've got another ByAlegory storage for my Anastasia liquid lips, and that's honestly been such a godsend. It holds them perfectly and I use them way more than I've got that. And then next to that is all the eye pencils that I use regularly, so my NYX Jumbo pencil, some Lancome stylos, and also my Linda Hallberg crayons. And then to this side I've got another little acrylic unit that's got lipsticks in it, and all my brush collection, of which I have way too many, I think. Lots and lots of brushes there, but I get through a lot. I like to use a new brush every time. So that's my lighting setup. So I've got a softbox on that side, a ring light in the middle, and then another softbox on that side. So the one on this side near the door, I've got room to actually put the stand on that one, and that one's fine. But then the one on this side, I've had to collapse the legs because there isn't enough room for that. So that's taken up quite a lot of room on my table. And then underneath my table, I'm not even going to go there, there's loads of junk. I do keep my Kat Von D train case under there. All my camera equipment is under there, my straighteners, all sorts of rubbish under there. And then there's another shelf that's got, mainly for decorative purposes, some old packaging from Urban Decay, but it's got all their lipsticks, liquid lipsticks and liners that came out in that set. It's like a lip vault, some more storage, and then on the very top shelf is all my cuddly toys, which are the Thai Beanie Boos. I've been collecting those for a long time, and I swap them out if it's Halloween or Christmas or whatever for different ones, but they're the regular ones that sit there. So that's a tour of the room. So I haven't got very much space at all. You saw from the door how small the room is, but I kind of make it work. So that's as much space as I've actually got to kind of put all my makeup products down. So my camera sits in the centre of the ring light there, just on the little holder there. Have got a tripod, as you can see in the shot there. It's a Manfrotto one, but it's a really good one, but I just don't have room to put it anywhere. I want to get an overhead set up as like an addition to this tripod so that I could film overhead shots to really show you like eyeshadow palettes better, and probably will do that next. That's going to be the next thing I want to add. But that's everything I've got in terms of all my filming equipment. So I'm just going to swap back to like normal view and just have a little chat about everything else that I've got. Hey guys, so you've had a little look around my space. It is very small, as you can see, but I make it work. It does need some improvements, like the cord that you can see there hanging down. I don't like that. I could do with something in the background there, but then we're still going to be able to get the door open to the wardrobe. Maybe I could switch things around and I could have the vanity mirror behind me, but then I'm going to be conscious that like the reflection of the lights is going to be in that mirror all the time, which I do find on my panda picture behind me, because that's got a mirrored kind of finish to it. I have to be very careful that they don't reflect off of there. The only other addition I made, and it's been really good, is to add a microphone. That made so much difference. And I started off having a lavalier mic, the Boya mic, and it was okay, but it kept picking up interference all the time. So I used that one if I'm going to do a voiceover for a tutorial. Works fine for that, but when it's attached to the camera, I seem to have a problem. So I bought a little, it's just a little bud thing. I'll insert a photo of it, so because it's in the camera now and I'm using it, but I'll insert a little photo. But it's been really, really good. It was about £30, I think, not even that. And it just fits into the like camera jack like you would fix a lavalier mic into. And the only thing is, it would have sat sort of coming sideways out of the camera. So I bought a little adapter that kind of makes it L-shaped so that it faces forward, and I think it picks up the sound really well like that. And I think my sound is pretty loud actually. It's probably not the best quality, but it's loud enough, whereas I thought it was a bit too quiet before, and I was forever messing in post-production with my sound. So that brings me on to the other thing that you need is some sort of editing software, and I've stuck with iMovie, quite honestly. I was going to invest in Final Cut, and I kept looking at the price, £300, and I don't know, then I'd have to learn a new editing program, which I just don't know if I've got time to do right now. So decided to kind of explore some of the more advanced things that you can do with iMovie, and I've gotten a little bit better, I think, at using it, and it's doing okay for me for right now, I reckon. So I think I'll keep going with it for the time being. It's got limitations, and to get around certain things you have to use other programs to kind of make it do what you want it to do. So maybe it would be a good investment in the future, but you can absolutely get away with using iMovie and get a good result, and it's a very simple program to use. And that's one of the things, quite honestly, that put me off of starting a channel, is not having a single shred of editing skill whatsoever. But there's so many YouTube videos out there on editing. So if you've got the time to spend, I had a week off work and I just sat there with a tutorial up, and I just kept repeating the step. I like filmed just some rubbish really, and then just sat there and had the video playing, and I just kept watching what they were doing and writing bits down and trying to learn it myself. And YouTube is such an amazing resource for not only makeup tutorials, for anything that you want to learn. So taught myself how to edit like that. The only other thing I use is my software for thumbnails, and I think thumbnails are a really important part of YouTube. I think it's what attracts people to click on your video, and I wouldn't say mine are where I want them to be, and I'm still working on that, but I do spend a heck of a lot of time, actually, probably as much as I do editing, thinking out what I'm going to do with the thumbnail, quite honestly. And if it's not a very good thumbnail, it'll be because I've rushed. So I do like to take my time with that, and up until recently I've been using the free version of Pic Monkey. You can download the app and you can use it free, and it used to have background removal as part of the free software. But they've now made that a pro feature, and I can't really live without being able to take the background away, because I like to cut myself out and put myself over, superimposed over the top of other things. And actually the background removal was dreadful. You had to do it all manually anyway, so I'd be very jagged and I'd have to position kind of things over the top. So I'm giving away all of my little secrets and errors here, but used to put hearts over the top to, like, you know, make it sort of look like I'd cut myself out a bit better than I actually had. So yesterday, in fact, I decided to upgrade to the pro version, and it's £126 annually or £14 a month, but I absolutely love it. So yesterday I made all my channel art with it. I've made the little animated section that I'm putting in my videos now. And, you know, I'm a complete novice, and you do need to learn how to use it because it sort of uses layers and whatnot. But it's reasonably easy. I picked it up fairly quickly yesterday. I spent the whole day on it, but, you know, I think I'm pretty much got the basics down now. And yeah, so that in conjunction with iMovie as well, you can do quite a few things with that. So yeah, I think that's something you don't need to start with. You can absolutely just put whatever thumbnail you want out there, and it doesn't need to be anything too complicated. But I think Pic Monkey is probably one of the easier ones to use. And I just didn't want to spend hours and hours learning how to use Photoshop, for example, or any complicated editing software. So that's what I've got. That's my setup currently. The next thing I want to do is get a better microphone that sort of sounds better. I think this one's a bit harsh sounding. So don't want a shotgun one. Can't put a microphone on the top of my camera because then I won't be able to see the flip up screen, which is the limitation for this camera. But I think maybe one that just sits on the desk would be quite good. So I'm going to look into that potentially in the future. But honestly, other than that, I'm quite happy with my setup really. It's just now getting like a bit more proficient with the editing software and doing things that are a bit more cool. But you know, I think really for most of the content that I watch, I'm more so interested in getting to know the person behind the camera, learning the techniques of the video than kind of going, wow, how did they do that snazzy editing thing or whatever. So yeah, I think you absolutely don't need anything too complicated to do it. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a little window into my world. I spend hours and hours in here. That's the only other thing that I would say about YouTube. If you decide to start a channel, I totally underestimated the amount of time it was going to take me to do a video. So to give you an idea, if I film a makeup tutorial that's around about 20 minutes in length, that's probably taken me probably an hour to an hour and a half to film, because, you know, I've got to tart my hair up, I've got to put my base makeup on, etc, and then film the tutorial. And I do refilm certain bits, so if I fluff my lines I'll stop and then I'll say that sentence again, which honestly guys, starting the video probably takes me 10 minutes to do my intro sometimes. I just, particularly early in the morning when I'm not quite so articulate, it's a challenge. So yeah, filming, I think would take me, yeah, around about an hour to an hour and a half, and depending on what it is, but if it's a makeup tutorial, I'd say probably about 2 hours to edit it. Obviously, if it's a palette collection video like the one I uploaded a couple of months ago, where I've got 180 eyeshadow palettes to talk about, just the prep of getting all of those out on all of the different places that they're stored, because I'm not very organised with them, and categorising what I was going to do and thinking about what I was going to say, that took me about 12 hours to film, I'm not going to lie, and probably about double to edit. But on the whole, you know, if it's just a regular video, if it's a talking video like a tag video or something like this video, it'd be really, really easy to edit. So it would take me probably half the time to edit that. And then the other thing that I do is add music to my videos, and that prolongs the agony of editing, but I absolutely love it. I like to kind of reflect the mood of what the video is going to be with the right music, and I'm only using the YouTube Creator Studio library for my music currently, and I'm looking at how else I might find some better tracks, but I don't really want to pay for it, so I'm trying to find out a way to do that. So that's something that also I want to enhance on my channel. But just finding that right track, honestly, I can spend an hour just going through the YouTube Creator Studio to choose it. And then I'll start putting it into the video and I'll be like, no, I don't like this. And then I'll scrap the whole thing. Sometimes I've rendered out the whole video and got it onto my computer and I'll play it back and I'm like, no, that music just didn't suit it. And I'll literally start again and find the music again, add that to the video and render it out again. So sometimes that takes me a hell of a long time. But you guys seem to like the music in my videos and I have had comments on it. So I think it's worth it. It kind of is like, you know, you have to find your style, I think, with YouTube, and I think that's one of the things that denotes my style. I love music. My channel's vinyl beauty, you know, so I think the music's a really important part of what I do and part of the joy of what I do. So yeah, that's really all I can say. Uploading a video, that can take quite a long time. Anywhere between 20 minutes for it to upload and a couple of hours, depending on how much of a pain YouTube is being. And I don't think it's my setup anymore. I used to think it was my Wi-Fi connection, but I don't think it's that anymore because I know it can upload them much quicker now. It used to take 4 hours for every video. It used to get so frustrating. I wanted to cry because I'd say, oh, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. And then, you know, it'd be 11 o'clock at night and I was still sitting there watching it move 1%, 2%. It was just, oh. Almost killed the joy of it for me, that did. So now I've got the setup to be able to upload them a lot more quickly because I can't plug them in like hardwired with the Ethernet cable where I am, but I've got this booster. It will take, as I say, anywhere between 20 minutes and a couple of hours to upload a video, depending on how long it is and how much Wi-Fi traffic there is, I guess. And then you've got to fill out your description box, which quite honestly is my least favourite part of doing YouTube, which is why I just don't really do it very much. So I have to apologise there, but I'm not one to promote products. I don't want to link anything really and make any money from my channel or anything like that. It's not what I do it for. I do it as a creative outlet to kind of, you know, part of what I do is making the videos that I want to make, you know, and if you guys enjoy what I do, then that's kind of a bonus as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, so there's the description box and then adding tags to your video so that your video can be found. And I think I must be pretty rubbish at that as well because my videos aren't found very well and I don't get a ton of views. And just talking about views, so I'm on, what am I on now? About 780 subscribers, I think, and I've been doing this 14 months. I think the rule of thumb is that your subscriber size, you should get about 10% of that in views. So if I'd got, say, 800 subscribers, I'd expect about 80 views on a video. And I'm way surpassing that, so I'm pretty proud of that. If you did want to monetize your channel, you need 4,000 watch hours, and I'm not going to monetize my channel. I've made a decision on that one and I just don't want to. I don't want to put ads in my videos. And as I say, it wasn't about making money for me. So, but it's still a landmark to have achieved because I've easily surpassed that, even though I've only got 800 subscribers. And that's down to you guys because you watch all my videos, you comment on them. My engagement is really good. I mean, I look at other people with way more subscribers and I see their comment section and they've got 3 or 4 comments, and you guys are always there and always commenting on my videos for me, and I'm so appreciative of that. I think we've got such a lovely community there that, you know, it just warms my heart when I see some of the comments in there and you guys are helping each other out with recommendations and jumping on the back of other people's comments. That's just lovely. So yeah, what I would like to achieve though more than anything is my 1,000 subscribers. I've been vocal about that in the past because what that gives you is the community tab, and that will allow me to engage with all of you at the same time and ask you what you would really like to see. So say I've got 2 new things in and I really want to know which to film with, what would you like to see more? You know, we can just chat about it there. Whereas I do sometimes think to do that on Instagram, but I'm not sure if all of you are following me there or all of you have got that. So it'd be nice to have a direct link on YouTube to be able to chat with you guys. So that's what I'm aiming towards. We're a couple of 100 away. So hopefully maybe this year. I'm not guaranteeing that I will this year. If you think you're going to massively blow up on YouTube without putting the work in. That's my parting thing that I'll leave you with. I've done nearly, I think this is the 198th video that I've done in the 14 months I've been doing this, and I'm up to 780, and that's with collabing with people a lot larger than me, which does bring in the traffic. You know, it's a slog, it's hard work. So don't do it for the subscribers, the money, or any of that. Do it because you love it, because there'll be times when it's really hard work, you're tired, you don't want to do it, but you kind of have that, you owe that debt to your audience. You know, they're there for you. You feel like you need to be putting out consistent content for them. So once you start, there's really no going back, and you won't want to go back, because if you're anything like me, it's the biggest part of my life. You know, other than going to work, this is what I do with my life, and I just want it to be as good as it can be, and I want you guys to enjoy it. So I really hope that you do. I hope that you've enjoyed this kind of video. It's something different from my channel, and I just want to vary things up and provide you with some different content, particularly while we're all in lockdown. It's just nice to have different variety of things to watch. So if you're new to my channel and this was your first video, it's a strange one to start with, I guess. It's not what I do normally, but welcome. Thank you for watching, and I hope you might consider subscribing. For those of you who have been with me from the start, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for still sticking with me and being there. And anyone else that's joined me along the way, I'm really happy to still be on this platform, still making content, and yeah, just enjoy it so much. So as I say, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll have another video uploaded tomorrow. I'm on holiday this week, so I'm on a roll. I can make as many videos as I like, really. The eye look I'm wearing, if you're curious, is coming in a 3 looks 1 video. You'll never guess the palette that I used for it, I don't think, based on the look that I've achieved, but I really love how this one turned out. So that'll be coming probably Saturday or Sunday, I think. I've still got the other 2 looks to film. So, but yeah, as I say, hope you're having a lovely day or night, guys, and hopefully catch you in the next video. Bye!